Now, to some more legal trouble. Some of Hollywood's hottest celebrities are facing some legal woes. Paris Hilton, for one, is now suing a website for posting personal photographs of her, diaries she was keeping, conversations. She had been keeping them in a storage facility, and they were sold, and now this website has them, and you can take a look at them online. Also, former model Nikki is going after the E! Entertainment Network. She claims producers misled her into thinking that a documentary she agreed to do would focus on her current successes and not what has happened to her in the past. And Brandy, the R&B singer, could be charged with vehicular manslaughter, a misdemeanor charge, though, for her role in a deadly freeway crash in California last month. So to sort it all out is Tad Nelson, a former prosecutor. Tad, if you will, let's start with Paris Hilton, of course. She's everywhere. Why not put her at the top? She put the stuff in storage when she and her sister were moving out, is her story. And she said somebody was supposed to pay the bill for the storage. Somebody didn't pay it, maybe the moving company. And somebody ended up selling it at a public auction. This stuff is now very personal stuff, ends up on the internet, on this website. She doesn't want people looking at it. Does she have a case?
I think no. I think we have to look at it from two different angles. Number one, we have to try to see if she has a property interest in the stuff that was left in the storage. At this stage, I think it's no different than if trash at the front of her house. She abandoned that property by not paying her bills and didn't go back to check on it. The second issue is going to be a privacy issue. Paris is somebody who literally every single day of her life puts her face in front of a camera asking for that picture to be taken. At this point, she's got material that she's abandoned. She's not going to have a right to make an argument that she has any privacy interest in what they're putting on the net.
So even if she claims she thought the storage bill was being paid?
Sounds to me like Paris ought to spend a little less time on lawsuits and a little more time selecting a better business manager.
Let's move on, Ted, if you will, to Nikki Taylor. She's a superstar model. She was in Sports Illustrated many times, and she was in that near-fatal car accident back in 2001, had to have several surgeries. She said the producers and reporters at E! Entertainment made her a promise that the show that they were interviewing her for was going to talk about where she's come, where she is now. She has clothing line, perfume line, etc. And instead, the show is called Boulevard of Broken Dreams, and it focused on her past tragedies, and she's suing them now, even though they're still airing it. They're kind of defying her lawyer's recommendations, or I'm sorry, her lawyer's request. Does she have a case?
Again, I would say no. I mean, you've got to realize the source. It's not like E! Entertainment sent over Charlie Rose to do an interview. They're E! Entertainment. The entire network is based on, you were important, now you're not, we're going to show the world.
So even if they make promises, don't believe them?
Well, again, we're going to have, we don't have the contract or don't have access to the contract. If the contract basically said some things, maybe she has some contractual, claims. But I would say by and large, just knowing the source, E! Entertainment is based on the fact that they show you where you were and where you are now. It's what they do. It's what they sell.
And Brandy, lastly, the California Highway Patrol is suggesting to the city attorney's office that she be charged with a misdemeanor vehicular manslaughter, which would potentially land her in county jail for a year, maybe a fine. In this case, does the city attorney's office get pressure from so much media coverage in this case to actually charge her?
Most definitely. I think the media does kind of bring it about, but I think ultimately in this case, they're going to sit back and they're going to make a rational decision, which, if you read the facts, I looked online this morning to try to find some of the offense report. It's fairly clear that she didn't have any alcohol or any drugs in her system. And she was driving a Range Rover, which I would imagine is a very heavy machine, hits into the back of a Honda and pushes it into the street where the Honda's hit by another passing car.
Right.
I would think just in a matter of a millisecond, Brandy might have diverted her attention. I think they're ultimately on this case going to look the other way and realize that Brandy was doing nothing more than any of us do every day when we're driving.
Tad Nelson, former prosecutor. Tad, thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Well, we're going to head back to